The iconic silhouette of Jerry West has been the NBA's logo for over 5 decades. But Jerry West has said recently he would have no issue with ceding the logo to someone else. Kyrie Irving posted a picture on Instagram yesterday suggesting the logo be updated to honor the late Kobe Bryant, writing, quote, "Gotta happen. I don't care what anyone says." Vanessa Bryant also posted the potential logo on her IG story and said she loved the idea. Chris, Broussard, do you like this idea?
I do like it. You know, when Kobe died, I remember saying I thought they should retire his number 8 and 24 across the league. Obviously, that didn't happen either. But I think this is a great idea. You know, people have talked about updating the logo for a while now. And if you made it any other player, if you made it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, people are going to say, well, why not Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? If you make it Magic, why not Bird, Dr. J? Why not, you know, some other player, Shaq or Tim Duncan? Even if after LeBron or Steph retire, there would always be a debate, well, why not this guy? It doesn't have to be the best player ever to play the game. Kobe Bryant, though, that discussion, that debate wouldn't exist if you made it Kobe Bryant because of the tragic way in which he died. No other superstar in the league's history has died that tragically. And obviously, Kobe was also the level of player where he could be the logo. So I actually like it a lot. I think it'd be great. So I do think this is something that the league should consider.
Kyrie Irving, for me, is one of the great spitballers of all time. We've all had that friend who, when we're sitting around, they always come up with an idea that everybody goes, huh, that's interesting. And then you dig into it a little bit and you go, nah, that's really not an idea that works. And I would put this in that category for the reasons, Chris, you kind of touched on it. There are so many greats in the game. To be able to pinpoint one and say he's going to be the next logo. Jerry West was never officially named the logo. It's not something that was given as an achievement or a recognition. People just took it into assumed that it was his silhouette because it looked like his silhouette. The second part of what you brought up is why I wouldn't want to do it as much as I think that we should commemorate Kobe in any way possible, is that it was tragic and it is sad. And that logo would always bring back to me how we lost him. And I don't know that that is what I want or would want as the logo of the entire NBA. So, look, this is a great time. If they're going to change the logo, this is a great time to do it because they're changing the manufacturer from Spalding to Wilson next year. And I do believe that the logo should be updated. I do believe that it having the silhouette that more reflects the athletes that are in the league today, largely black, rather than having it look like the silhouette, let's face it, of a white dude, would be an appropriate step. But to make it the silhouette of a specific player or Kobe in particular, and acknowledge and identify it as that, I just don't believe that that serves the best interests of the NBA.
I think from a sentimental value, you can make the case for a lot of players. And it doesn't just, you know, start and stop with Kobe. But when you look at how much goes into building a brand, people don't understand how much time, how much resource, financially, marketing, all the different aspects that go into making sure that you can build a sustainable, recognizable, global brand. It's not that that represents a white man in the NBA logo currently. It represents the white in our flag color. It's red, white, and blue. I think it should stay the same. And the reason why I think it should stay the same is because when you're talking about all the greats that have played under that logo, there's a connection. There are a few things that connect you. You know, as a former player, the shield connects me to Mean Joe Green. It connects me to the start, the Lawrence Taylors, the guys that I grew up watching. And so to me, the nostalgia, the history that's connected to all of the experiences that have been under that brand, under that logo. I don't think that you go away from that, and I don't think that you go in a different direction and say, oh, well, it's time for a revamp. It's time for it to be new. This isn't like what happened in Washington. It's not a derogatory logo. There's not something, that would call to mind something that's very disrespectful. Even though you said, there's more black athletes now than when that took place. But I just believe it should stay the same. And if you want to start somewhere, start with the conferences. Start with Western and Eastern conferences. Redo those first. Let's crawl before we walk.
Yeah. NBA's going through a lot of stuff. I think Rick hit on something that's probably needs a lot more time to expand on. But the messenger here, Kyrie Irving, remember, this is the guy who tried to scuttle the bubble a few months back. But I'm kind of with Chris. I don't hate the idea of the new logo. Coming up next is Miles. Been made about Zion Williamson's path to superstardom, but this season Stan Van Gundy's move to put the ball in Zion's hands more has unlocked new facets of his game. Zion dropped 32 last night, and now at 20 years old, he became the 4th youngest All-Star behind Kobe, LeBron, and Magic. Rick, is this proof Zion has lived up to the hype of a future MVP player?
Man, if I thought you guys had made a mess of the Utah Jazz-Lakers game, this one really took the cake.
Oh, wow.
No, he has. What was he supposed to be? In fact, you guys kind of got there on your own, totally by accident. What was he supposed to be from the very beginning? What was he advertised as? The next LeBron James. That's what I heard time after time. He's the next LeBron James. And I thought, he's not the next LeBron James. He doesn't have the same game. Can he be dynamic? Can he be exciting? Can he sell tickets? Yes. Is he going to be the next LeBron James? No, he doesn't have that back. And so you guys admitted that. He's not the next LeBron James. So no, he hasn't lived up the hype. Lived up to the hype. The only reason that we started this conversation today is what? Because he's the youngest with Kobe, LeBron, and Magic to make the All-Star game. Well, there's argument to be made that he shouldn't even be an All-Star this year. And let's put that to the side. But when Magic was an All-Star for the first time, he was on a Lakers team that won 60 games and won a championship. Kobe was on a team that won 62 games and went to the Western Conference Finals. LeBron was on a team that didn't go to the playoffs and finished 42-40, but they were 30-21 at the All-Star break. The wins and losses do matter. The impact on the game and the team as a whole does matter. So while I love watching Zion play, and I think that he is a freak in his own right, I don't know that we've ever seen anything quite like him. Has he lived up to the hype? Hell no, he hasn't lived up to the hype, because they haven't come anywhere close as a team, leading a team to success. He has not come close, even at this early date, to those guys that he's being compared to.
Wow.
Rick, this is where you've gone off the rails. All right. I don't remember him being compared to LeBron. I certainly didn't think he'd be LeBron. I remember Charles Barkley, Larry Johnson.
You said that.
And he looks like he could be a Charles Barkley. Now, I'll give you this, Rick. I don't think he'll be as good as any of those young guys. Or, Magic, Kobe, LeBron. I don't think he'll be as good as those guys. But to put the winning or lack thereof on him, that is not right. You get a grace period as a young player. Magic was winning, but why? Oh, he had the MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with him. He had Jamal Wilkes there, another Hall of Famer. Kobe was winning, but why? Oh, he had Shaq, one of the greatest big men to ever play.